Hello everyone, it's been a while. We continue here in Canada fighting against the totalitarian system that we live under. This woman's name is Beverly Ann McLaughlin. She used to be the top judge in Canada. She has a 2-year law degree. She was appointed, of course, by a prime minister. None of the judges in Canada have ever been appointed by anyone other than a politician. Nobody in Canada has ever voted for a judge, as they do in some countries, the United States in particular. No member of the public has ever been permitted to ask a question of a prospective judge. These things are a secret society, secrets. This man is our current prime minister. His name is Justin Trudeau. He's a dictator like his father, this man, Joseph Philippe Pierre Yves Elliott Trudeau. And we have people who get appointed. This woman used to be the Governor General of Canada, but she's not a citizen of Canada. Appointed by who? Paul Martin from the province of Quebec. Let's just go through this. This man appointed Beverly Ann McLaughlin to be the top judge in Canada. His name is Jean Chrétien. He is the good one, and he is from Quebec. And we had a thing called the GST and many other, what I call debacles. This is Brian Mulroney, also from Quebec. All the prime ministers of Canada must be from Quebec. They cannot be from any other province currently. It is absolutely impossible. These are justices, and they're dressed in ermine. Ermine is a wild animal, of course, and its fur is prized because of how white it is and beautiful it is. And in German folklore, Satan himself wore ermine. This is our grand leader, Justin Trudeau, with George Soros. Would be nice to know what that conversation was about, wouldn't it? Sorry. I like this picture. This is the Hells Angels clubhouse, and it's not far from where I live. And I had a little problem with them not long ago, and one of their senior members came to me and he said, if you shut up about what you saw, any problem you may have, federal, provincial, or municipal, we can make it go away. Do you think your MLA, your member of legislature could do that? Or your member of parliament? Because I've tried to get my member of parliament. Here's my member of parliament. This is Peter Julian. He's been in this position. His father had it before him, and now he's our member of parliament. He's totally supporting. We have a coalition government, and this is Peter Julian's boss. His name is Jagmeet Singh. And just to get back to one very interesting thing, that guy Brian Mulroney, when he was the Prime Minister of Canada, he created a thing called, it's a tax, called the GST. But the GST had a few problems, and still does to this day. The GST, anyone could manipulate it to become a millionaire. 2 men, not far from where I live, of this faith, concocted a plan. This is good. And this still goes on. They claimed that they had a lumber, it was either a mill or it had to do with lumber anyway, here in the Lower Mainland. And they were exporting their product into the United States. Now, they owned basically doors, office doors, with a mail slot. They did not have a mill. They did not buy and sell lumber. They made everything fictitious on paperwork, and they sold it into the United States, just across the border from us in Blaine, Washington State, United States. And they charged them their GST on all that lumber. And then this company in the United States, which they owned, just got a name on the door, sent the bill into into Canada, and allegedly they took $72 million. That's a lot of money. So the government of Canada caught up with them. However, this group votes as a bloc. So what do they do now? Well, rather than charge them, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police said, you too have to leave Canada. So they went to the airport, they got on a plane to India, boom. So where's the money? The RCMP could not find the money. these two men who concocted this plan, they don't know where it is either. It's a very sad day. They couldn't find it either. Had no idea where it was. Fantastic, isn't it? Wonderful. But again, you would never tell on yourself anyway. So they, I'm just going through some of my old photographs. Some of them are really, I brought up a few issues, quite a few issues. I once worked for the Department of Fisheries and Oceans. I won a competition, and the woman that I worked for, she sold the job because she was from Jamaica. She used to own slaves, black people. Her family owned a sugar plantation. I know her very well. Anyway, I listened to her tell the stories of how she left Jamaica. Well, it turned out that Jamaica had slaves, and they were owned by the Queen of England. I don't know if anybody knows this, how slavery used to work. Prince William's been running into it lately, and Princess Kate, and people like that. And apparently these young people didn't know that England had a lot of slaves, an awful lot. Anyway, they had an election in Jamaica. This man's name was Michael Manley. He became the Prime Minister of Jamaica, and he ended slavery. He ended it. So this woman that I used to work for, her name was Bridget Enivore, by the way. I might as well give you her name. Nothing's ever going to happen anyway. Her and her family got on a plane in the middle of the night, leaving Jamaica. Anybody ever see the Godfather movies? You know, where they had to leave Cuba in the middle of the night on a plane? They got out of there. She did the same thing. She told me the whole thing herself. I know her well. Comes to Miami, Florida. When she got to Miami, Florida, the government of Florida decided that they didn't want them on their soil. They're slave owners and they don't want them here. So where did they go? They went to Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Now, Ms. Enivore told me that herself. And when they arrived, it was too cold for them. So they got back on the plane and flew to Vancouver, British Columbia, which has our most temperate climate. It's quite nice here. I live here now. I'm listening to her tell all these stories about the plantation, and I had a fellow biologist named Al McDonald. We were all having lunch together one day. He was there. A lot of people that were there. He said, jokingly or not, to Ms. Enivore that if she ever went back to Jamaica, her feet wouldn't touch the tarmac until she was dead. And that might be true, because I even got involved. I went to the consulate for Jamaica, which was just around the corner from me. And anyway, there's hardly everybody there. It's just a name on a door, much like these guys. Anyway, they just have a phone number on the door. So I got the phone number. I called it, and I got an email address. So I sent them my question. What happens to these people who had to leave Jamaica in the middle of the night and own slaves? And I got an email back saying, it is part of our history we would like to forget. Who the hell are you guys? Who the hell are you guys? So that's where it ended. Strangely enough, that's where it ended. Anyway, where it ended, well, I wouldn't pay a bribe for the job. I'd already won the competition anyway. I don't have to pay a bribe, but in Canada, bribery is very, very big. I'm going to shut up now. I just want you to know about the judges of Canada are all appointed by politicians. We have quite a few politicians in Canada who need help in the judiciary. They've got a few problems. Like, we have a premier here. He's gone now. He's our ambassador to the City of London. His name is Gordon Campbell. He's got a little problem. And he likes to, when he's around women, he likes to grope them like Justin Trudeau gropes them. Seems their leaders in Canada have a little groping problem. And Justin Trudeau loves women. Actually, in my opinion, he doesn't love women. He does if he can control them, but if he can't control them, then he doesn't love them. Like Wilson Raybould, and as it turns out, just to give you an idea of what happens in our judicial system, we have, they have to do the will of Parliament. They are told what to do by Parliament. And who's Parliament? Parliament is the Prime Minister of Canada. That's who Parliament is. It's the Prime Minister. You would think it would be independent, unbiased, fair. That's not true. It should be, but it isn't true. Here's an old picture of Prince Charles, when he was still with Diana, was canoodling with the married woman. This woman is shaking the place up a bit. And this is Gordon Campbell, who, actually, you see, Gordon Campbell on an escalator. In front of him was a woman with a dress on, and she's quite a attractive woman apparently, but he was drunk at the time, allegedly. So he sticks his hand up her dress and gives her a little scooch. So what happens? She screams bloody blue murder. And she wants him charged. So the police come, the police charge him. Then the government of Canada comes to his support. Ooh. And he's a liberal, of course. And so, never went to court. He has diplomatic immunity, and you know, it's a pretty nice life, you know, if you're on the high side of the corruption. I'm going to go now. I'm been away. These things are on my mind a great deal. And in Canada, Jordan Peterson, who is a great man, in my opinion, he has been discussing the same things that I am discussing, and so I'm just chiming in, telling you about my own experiences in the court. As you grow up here in Canada, you believe that you have checks and balances, and judges are fair and unbiased. Judges are not fair and unbiased. No, they don't even let you talk. Judges in Canada have been given the power. They have our rights. And my lawyer friend pointed out to me, if the judge says you're not talking, you're not talking. That's the way Canada is. Thank you all for listening. Goodbye.
Wow, Pedro gives you his special gypsy glasses and this is what you choose to look at? Pedro's not very sorry for you. Oops.